And the new guy is suddenly very chatty about sexual misconduct, tweeting the Al Franken picture is really bad. Notice he misspelled Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. Speaks 1,000 words. Where do his hands go in pictures 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 while she sleeps? Yeah. Now, it's, you know, you're probably not the best person to be commenting on this right now, sir. I'm just saying, because, you know, you've not said anything about Mr. Moore. You haven't said anything about your own allegations. Maybe you just want to sit this one out. Because now, does he have to address Mr. Moore now?
We have to be intellectually honest in who we are talking about at this moment, especially as the President of the United States, especially as Republicans right now. This Roy Moore stuff just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. We're talking about pedophilia, alleged allegations of pedophilia, which is just as horrific as everything else. And I saw a press conference yesterday when he was walking by, and he's had ample opportunity to talk about Roy Moore, and he's still not doing it. So to come out on Twitter.
Why not?
Because it's not politically expedient.
Because it's partisan, and that's the thing. Everything right now is partisan, but the thing about morality is you can't pick and choose morality. And I think, you know, for the Democrats that are calling for Roy Moore to step aside, and you have to also, you know, look yourself in the mirror. Republicans are calling for Al Franken to step down. It has to be vice versa, because you can't pick morality.
Not the same thing.
They're not necessarily a sexual assault. She claims she was assaulted by him.
Well, but so here's the question. She said, this is what happened. Al says, you know what? You're absolutely right. I look at this, I see, it turns my stomach. You're absolutely right. I understand everything, and I apologize, and I welcome anybody to come see me ethically. So now, if she says, listen, do you accept the apology? She said, yes, I do. I think he was being honest, and I'm good with it. So if she's accepted it, why can't we go with her? Because we've gone with her when she said, hey, this is really bad. So he came out and said, hey, you're right, this is really bad. So she has said, I accept this apology.
I thought, but
so an apology changes everything.
I think it's actually dangerous to consider all these cases the same. We've always said that on one side of the spectrum is a pretty extreme case of Harvey Weinstein. I also think when you talk about Kevin Spacey or Roy Moore, when you're getting into children, that should not be part. I mean, on that part, we should be all speaking against it. I don't look at it as a Republican or a Democrat. I look at it in that moment as these are kids. Consent, or like these are not kids that can give you consent. Like, this is awful.
Neither Louis C.K. nor Al Franken, Senator Franken, has denied it. They both said that's true, and they apologized. I believe C.K. did also.
He did, he felt awful.
Whereas Moore and Trump, not only do they deny it, they say that these women are liars. There is a difference in the way these two camps are dealing with it. I think that's an important point to consider. Do you not agree?
No, I think that affects, and I think each person, when you're looking at, whereas for me personally, when I look at a Roy Moore being in the Senate with the continued allegations, and enough of it making sense for me because I encourage anyone to read into these things and make their decision, because this isn't a court of law in this instance. This is how much you can sit with for someone in Senate. So to me, whereas I could still be okay with Al Franken, not just because he apologized, but hearing her speak and hearing I'm gauging it by the particulars.
There's a lot of Democrats calling for him to step down. Bakari Sellers, Michelle Goldberg. If you can believe it, I don't just watch Fox. There were a lot of Democrats last night on CNN and MSNBC saying this will ultimately be
central.
But I just think
what's interesting about that?
That's so cheap. I'm trying to talk about the fact that I'm watching other networks and people in your party are calling for the stepping down of Al Franken because of this investigation being a distraction.
Well, what about it?
What? No, I was going in a totally different direction. I was just going to say, well, shoot. I
was responding to Joy. It's fine. I just don't think that saying Fox is like, I know, I used to work there. We're talking about the present. Like, this is what's exhausting about this conversation, is that I totally agree with you that I think it is absolutely disgusting at this point that we're still having conversations about Roy Moore. We've talked about it on the show. He should step down. There's no way this man ever should have been in a position to become senator to begin with. But right now we're talking about another senator who has allegations.
We're also talking about hypocrisy, which is what provoked my outburst.
And situational morality, too.
That's what we're talking about. Trump's hypocrisy, Fox's hypocrisy, Breitbart, what's his name? Sean, what's his face?
Hannity. Well, my only point I was making is it doesn't really matter what
What about the
affiliation.
hypocrisy of Bill Clinton right now?
The only thing I was going to say is, for me personally, whether Al Franken was Republican or Democrat, I'm looking at each case, and it's not partisan for me. It's some of these cases I can't sit with, knowing as a voter I would vote for them. And other cases, I'm looking at this specific one, and I do have a different look. I think you can't make them all black and white, because some of these, and no, I'm not talking politicians. I'm really thinking you cannot put all these people in the Harvey Weinstein basket.
No, but why bring up Bill Clinton at this point?
Well,
Because
before we do anything, we're going, and we'll come right back.
All right.
Democratic senator